Oh, he big. Spiky Bits. Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Rob Bear from SpikyBits.com, and we have quite the treat for you today, courtesy of Creature Caster. They sent us over their new dragon miniature, and don't let new dragon miniature undersell how dope this thing is. And I know every time I do a Creature Caster video, it seems like I'm like, wow, this is the best mini they've ever put out. This is like so cool and so detailed, and they're really, I don't know how they're gonna top themselves. I think this time I actually mean it. I literally don't know how they're going to top themselves from this. Check it out. So if you go over to creaturecaster.com, chances are by the time you see this video, it won't be Black Friday 2020 anymore. But that being said, if it's before Black Friday, you can go over and you can sign up to actually get a notification when these go in stock. And the reason you might want to do that is because the first 240 ordered of these bad boys actually get a free artist print that I think is on the next page here. But just to give you an idea of how massive this miniature is, and don't get it twisted, we're gonna unbox it and build this bad boy. But just so you understand what you're about to see in the next few minutes is one of the biggest miniatures I've ever showcased here on the channel. So this is 370 millimeters tall. That's like 14 and change inches. Like, it's big. It's bigger than you would imagine it is. Trust me, I have an idea of exactly how big this is, and it's on a 160 millimeter base. So to give you a perspective of how big that is, that's like Archaon's base from, Age of Sigmar. Now I imagine this to be way bigger than Archaon, but it's not going to be small. So I'm going to click on this, and hopefully it loads, and we check out all the juicy details of this promotion here. And there it is. Note to self, make sure internet works before recording videos. Anyways, over at creaturecaster.com, that was my technical difficulty, not theirs. You'll see the Necromancer Dragon page. Now, again, it's probably up for sale right now, but it might be a little too late for you to get the limited edition artist prints, which you can actually see right here somewhere. And yeah, here it is. And which is the artwork right below here. And remember, this isn't to scale because this is probably a big model. Here it is, the first limited edition exclusive artwork, and you can sign up right now or just buy it depending on when you're looking at the video. And here's some more details about it, and that's basically everything we know right now except for how tall it is, how big it'll be, its price, and I think that's it. So the only thing I wanted to add from my notes in email was that there are different basing elements, which I guess we're about to see in this box right here as well. So this supposedly is the dragon. Hey, it's Spiky Bits. I hope it's a dragon because I expected a bigger box. Where's my bigger box? I expected a bigger box. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe this is expecting too much or too little. Maybe I'm overselling that. I don't know. So here's the basing columns and the ruined columns, it looks like. And oh, that is a big base. So here's the base itself, which is, this is probably one of the biggest base. Oh wow, look at that. This is probably one of the biggest ones I've seen them do ever in the history of ever. It's pretty well detailed. It's got nice detail. Yeah, it's cut in there, and yeah, it's three-dimensional. It looks pretty good. I wonder what this is for. Obviously something. Oh, I bet you that's his tail goes right there. Cool. And what is this? So here's the body of the dragon. Okay, so there's at least half a dragon in here with some arms and such. Well, let's get this bag open and see what else is inside. Ho ho ho! Look what I found. There is a dragon inside of that box. That box had a lot of evil inside of it. So they did something really cool with these wings that I'm going to talk about here in a second. What I did want to point out was when I was looking at this and trying to piece together the legs here, like how they slot in and what position they're going to be in, because remember, there's no instructions yet for this. Like if you get this, you can get it from their Instagram or their community page on their site. But when I get this, I kind of have to figure it out, which is fine because I like a challenge. But when I was looking at this, it kind of looks like the Aliens Warrior. So if I just saw this without a head, obviously, or anything else on it, I'd be like, oh, cool, an Aliens miniature. But no, this is the Necromancer Dragon. So it definitely is very true to kind of the sci-fi element out there, in the hobby, as well as the fantasy element too. Now, I wanted to talk about this over here. So these are the optional, there's two pillars that go onto this that I guess the dragon wraps around. Now this one attaches very securely. into this. But I did want to mention too, it's flat. So like if you didn't want to base your dragon on this, you could base it on like 130 millimeter base or something for use in Age of Sigmar, or something else perhaps that I haven't thought of. But you're not locked in, and you could magnetize it if you really wanted to. But I feel like at that point you already kind of have picked out a base, so you might not need to. So there's this crazy duder here. I don't know what this is about, but it looks like he's eating these little crazy soul people. And then there's, you know, some of the types of miniatures we've already seen from Creature Caster, the demonic kind of line, the onslaught line it looks like. And then there's this one here that has this kind of, I guess it's like a container vessel on top that I guess he wraps around. And this is like some really interesting stuff here. These look like some power armored warrior guys, and there's like a dragon and maybe like a larger scale power armor guy sort of thing. I wonder what that's about. I wonder what Creature Caster's getting into in the near future. I don't know, but chances are if they got sculpts for this, they might have sculpts for something else. Just saying, I haven't heard anything, but it wouldn't surprise me. And then here's some of the kind of the undead necromantic kind of theme here with like a bunch of souls. And then this, and I think what this is that these, well, I've seen the pictures of it, but I don't know exactly how it goes, but these attach to the rubble somehow with these indentations down here. So that's probably how that goes. And then of course there's the tail and a bunch more parts that I don't want to open up just because I don't want to lose track of them quite yet, but they all look very, very well done. And especially that hair on the dragon right there, and lots of claws and lots of different things. Oh, I did want to talk about this before we get it all ripped apart. So I don't know exactly which way it goes yet. I think it goes like this actually. But you see these slats right here? If you ever assembled IKEA furniture, you're familiar with this. So those slats actually go into these holes right here on the dragon's wings, which will probably make for a very stable build if I had to guess, seeing as how it's that big. And then check this out too. So in the bottom right here are some holes where you could actually use 3 magnets, or what I would probably do, and what I've heard, what they told me to do was actually pin it. So maybe get a dowel like a 1/4 inch, or I guess that's yeah, I guess that's more of a 1/4 inch right there. So 8mm dowel in the metric system ish. I think that's the right conversion, but either way it's very close, that you could drill that out and kind of use a dowel and line it up with, and I haven't seen, oh, it's right here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so check this out. Oh, and there's little, oh, okay, that's cool too. So you can actually lock in all the spines and everything. So this one is over here. So this, oh, I can't because that's still on there. But this is going to lock into here. So you'll know where the holes line up, which is the hardest part for pinning anything. So with that being said, you could drill this out and then glue a dowel or a rod into here, and then 2 little magnets, 2 1/4 inch magnets or 8mm magnets. Double check that conversion, but I'm pretty sure that's close. Oh, wait, it goes over there. Oh, and then there's a little muscle fiber here. Oh, that's cool. So you actually glue the arm on right here, and this kind of slots in. So you want to make sure you get a good bond there. Let's check this one, just since I got it out, how this goes together. Okay, so that's going to be independent by itself with the arm right there. So that's not going to matter to that. So you, as long as you clip that off, it should sit pretty flush right there. And this is, you know, this is surprisingly light when I hold it in my hand for being a big ass wing and a torso here. Now I'm sure once I get it all together, it's gonna be much, much heavier. But yeah, this is, I'm digging this. I like the design of it. I like the aesthetic of it. I like the little teasers. I like your choice of pillars. I like how it's modular. So like I said, man, every time I'm like, oh man, Creature Caster, how you gonna top this? Whew. And they're getting harder and harder to top themselves. So remember when I said he was big? Well, here's how he scales up to some of the miniatures you might be a little bit more familiar with. There's an Imperial Knight, and of course, a Primaris Space Marine. Unfortunately, I didn't have any other Creature Caster models here to compare it to, or else I would have done that. But yeah, you should get the idea by this. I literally had to struggle to get it all in the frame, and I still kind of failed with the top of the wing right there. But man, I mean, that Space Marine looks super tiny compared to this. But I wanted you to have an idea of just how big this is as I start showing it to you, you know, mostly because I can't get this angle, but also because it's going to be a little tricky to handle for me, and I'll show you why and give you some ideas for, you know, how you can get yours together. So here he is in all his enormity here. You can see that the wings are very much closer to the camera than the rest of the dragon there. But just like I was showing you, these things you can magnetize them, and they slot they slot off, and you should, well, that's what I didn't want to happen. And you should probably pin them also right down in the middle right there, just so it gives it a little bit extra strength for wiggling. And you know, when you inevitably knock it over, because if you have cats or you're just somebody like me that tends to knock things over, well, it's bound to happen. And then this one here also comes off as I try to handle it very delicately. But I mean, take a look at all that detail. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I can barely fit the wing in the full frame right here. I mean, the wing itself is probably just as big as the Dragon from top to bottom, but I mean, that right there is probably like 14 inches, give or take. And then this, you know, this is the other one. Just use a piece of plastic rod or a dowel if you have it, and you can also magnetize it there. As I put that across there, depending on which one of these you choose, you might have to Dremel it down just to get it to fit flush, and then you can see how those little ruined bits go on there. Just to give you an idea, they'll point that way, and they do kind of socket in. Let me put this down real quick, very carefully, or lay him down. Okay. So these socket down into there kind of as you see, and then you want to make sure that this is nice and flat and round. The same thing with the base, because some of the parts of the Dragon are actually going to lock into here, but it definitely looks, it has way more weight to it too, which also kind of helps counteract the weight of the Dragon itself. And then for the main body, you can definitely see once you get it together, like, it's pretty crazy detailed. Like I said, you know, it's definitely got a dragon face, but it's got some, you know, crazy necromantic kind of sci-fi-ish almost kind of areas there. Now, I'll put it together kind of quick, so don't worry about all the gapping and stuff like that. That's just kind of going quick and stuff. And if you do have gapping, you can always use a little bit of, what is this, Vallejo plastic putty or something like that to get in there and fill. And then you can just, while it's still wet, just take a wet brush or a wet sculpting tool, and you can just kind of pull it all off, and it'll be in the gap, and it'll dry super hard, and you won't even have to worry about it again. You can do a little light sanding if you want, but generally you shouldn't have to do anything like that. And then on the back here, you can see all the hair and everything here, and these crazy tentacle things coming off it, because I mean, what's a Creature Caster Mini without a little tentacles protruding here and there? But that face is it's pretty crazy how detailed they really got with this thing. Let me see if I can zoom in like this so we don't get blown out by the light. Yeah, now you get a way better idea of how detailed this guy is. It's crazy detailed. Like I said, every time I'm like, I don't know how they're going to top themselves. Well, I really don't know how they're going to top themselves now. I guess they'll just have to put out another Dragon. Yeah, that's it. That's how they'll do it. They'll just put out another Dragon and keep putting out big dragons and such. And then here you can see the wings a little bit better detail when they're not getting blown out in the light, and then the crazy like little tentacle things coming off the ends there. And then there's the sockets for the magnets already pre-drilled, which is really nice. You can see some of the gaps where it slots in right there, but a little bit of plastic putty, like I said, ain't gonna be no thing right there. And then there's some at the very bottom, this little piece here that I didn't realize there was an extra piece off the bottom. So those ones I showed you in the bag were actually just these top and bottom right there. And then this little thing, kind of these two little ones kind of stick down like that. So again, crazy miniature. You know, if you were thinking about getting Smog or something from Games Workshop, you like wanted a big ass dragon, a big ass hobby challenge, you know, something to really kind of have some fun with the airbrush and things like that, but $500 was out of your price range. I mean, this is not the same size, like tall or long as Smog, but it's probably just as tall if you laid it down as Smog. It's equally as impressive, and I can tell you that, I mean, for $200, I don't think you can go wrong with this, considering some of their bigger miniatures, like the last one I showed you, you know, the King of Malefica, was $130, I believe. And, you know, for $70 more, you can get something that's twice as tall as him, and pretty dope. And definitely, you know, dragons are just one of those things that we just all kind of really dig in general, whether we're more on the sci-fi side of things or fantasy. So I feel like they didn't go wrong with any of this. So make sure to head over to Creature Caster here as soon as you see this, and either sign up for the email newsletter or lock yours in, because I'm sure this is going to be a very, very favorite item of a lot of folks for a very long time. And who knows, maybe they'll come out with another one in, I don't know, next year. So thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all our videos.